If you've ever been in a relationship with a narcissist, you've probably asked yourself at some point, did he ever love me? Did he ever care? Was any of it real? These questions come from the deepest place in your heart because when you've given years of your life, your energy, your love, your loyalty, it's almost impossible to believe that someone could take it all without feeling anything real in return. But a narcissist doesn't love the way you do. They love the reflection you give them. They love your usefulness, not your soul. In this video, we'll look at 7 clear signs that a narcissist never truly loved you. Each one reveals not only their patterns, but also the truth about what you deserve. Real love, not control. 1. Lack of empathy and emotional distance. For a narcissist, empathy is a foreign language. They can mimic emotions, but they can't feel them the way you do. When you're sad, they grow distant. When you cry, they roll their eyes. When you try to explain what hurts, they go silent or change the topic. You want to be understood. You long for that simple look or gentle touch that says, I know how you feel. But with a narcissist, that moment never comes. They don't connect with your pain. They avoid it. Your emotions are an inconvenience to them. They don't want to comfort you. They want you to stop feeling, because your feelings remind them of their own emptiness. That's not love. That's emotional starvation disguised as indifference. 2. Constant criticism and belittling. In a healthy relationship, partners build each other up. With a narcissist, you're slowly torn down, piece by piece. They criticize how you talk, how you look, how you react. Even when they joke, it's always at your expense. And when you ask for kindness, they call you too sensitive. If they ever compliment you, it's calculated. They know that praise gives power, and they never want you to feel powerful. Praise for them is a weapon they rarely use. So you start trying harder. You work more, look better, say less, do more, but nothing ever feels enough because it's not supposed to. You're trapped in a game you can't win, and they're the only ones writing the rules. 3. Never admitting fault. Narcissists live in a world where they are never wrong. Even when the facts are undeniable, they'll twist the story until you doubt yourself. You say, you hurt me. They say, you're overreacting. You say, that wasn't fair. They say, you're always playing the victim. At first, you argue back. Then you try to prove your point. But eventually, you just fall silent because every argument ends with you apologizing. To a narcissist, an apology equals weakness. To a loving person, an apology equals strength. They can't apologize because they can't accept imperfection. They don't seek truth. They seek control. 4th, conditional love and selective affection. Real love has no conditions, but with a narcissist, love always comes with a price tag. I love you if you make me look good. I care about you when you meet my needs. If you stop giving, I stop loving. Their affection is like a switch. On when you serve them, off when you don't. They don't love who you are. They love what you provide, and that's why you often feel responsible for keeping the relationship alive. Because you are. When you stop giving, your energy, your time, your empathy, the relationship collapses. Not because you did something wrong, but because they never carried their half of it. 5. Control and manipulation. For a narcissist, love is control. They monitor who you talk to, where you go, what you wear, even how you express yourself. From the outside, it can look like protectiveness, but it's really possession. Their control is not love, it's fear of losing power. They use guilt, silence, or anger to make you obey. They isolate you slowly until one day you realize you've stopped deciding for yourself. And yet they say, I do this because I love you. But love doesn't cage you. Love sets you free. 6. Silent treatment, emotional punishment. The narcissist's quietest weapon is silence. When they're angry, they disappear. No messages, no eye contact, no words. You exist, but you don't. At first, you think they need space. Then days go by, weeks sometimes. You start apologizing just to make the silence stop. If I'm quiet long enough, they think, you'll break before I do. And they're right. You do. Because silence isn't peace, it's punishment. Real love doesn't withdraw affection to win a game. Real love communicates, even in anger. 7. Fake love, the return of love bombing. When a narcissist feels you slipping away, they suddenly remember how to be charming again. The sweet words return, the messages, the flowers, the memories, everything that once made you fall in love. But don't mistake it for change. This isn't love. It's a reset. The same act, the same script, the same illusion. They do just enough to pull you back. And when you believe again, they vanish back into coldness. Real love doesn't fade and reappear. It stays. Conclusion. If you've recognized yourself in these signs, please know. This isn't a story of weakness. It's a story of love that was misplaced. You gave the purest parts of yourself to someone who could never meet you at that depth. And that doesn't make you naive. It makes you human. Narcissistic relationships often leave people questioning their worth, wondering, why wasn't I enough? But the truth is, you were more than enough. You were simply trying to build a bridge where the other side never intended to meet you. From a psychological point of view, this kind of relationship creates what we call trauma bonding, a confusing mix of love, fear, and dependency. Your brain begins to associate pain with connection because pain was the only time you were noticed. That's not love. That's conditioning. Healing means breaking that pattern. It means learning that calm doesn't mean boredom, that kindness isn't manipulation, and that silence should never feel like home. Real love feels safe, not addictive. It's not a roller coaster, it's an anchor. So if you're listening to this and realizing you've been living in emotional survival mode for too long, pause, breathe. You're already taking your first step back to yourself. And remember this, the goal isn't to make a narcissist love you. The goal is to unlearn what made you think you had to earn love in the first place. If this video brought you clarity, share it, because someone else out there might be asking the same painful question you once did. Did they ever love me? And maybe your courage today will help them find their answer tomorrow. You're watching Withinology, where psychology meets reflection. Subscribe for more deep, calm insights about the human mind.